You're listening to the Salty Sex Cast with Pamela and Mariah.
Yeah, and what's puberty?
The sex education you wish you had in high school.
Maybe a diagram will help.
Hello. I thought you were going to join me. And
Was I supposed to?
No, we didn't talk about this, but I did think you were going to join me just for a hot second. Anyway, let's do that intro again. You're listening. Oh, I can't even do it that deep.
You're listening
To the Salty Sex Cast with Brady and Mariah.
This is my... Ow, shit. I just hit my elbow. This is my first time on camera.
Hi, everyone. Are you in frame? Because I can't quite see the lens in the way. Okay.
I am.
Cool.
I'm a little off center. Or we're a little bit off center, but it's cool.
Do I need to come closer?
No, I think we need to go that way.
Oh.
But that looks good right there.
Oh, okay.
But it's Pride Month.
Yes, what does that mean, Brady?
It means we're proud this month.
Who? Who's we?
The LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you see my flag?
I did. I took a picture of it outside your front of your house, and I even took a video because maybe I could slow it down and have that in the background of something for social media.
So I have two flags. I have the pride flag and I have the bi flag. Mm-hmm. And my neighbor called. Me and Jamie were out of town the first weekend of Pride Month, and which turns out that was Pride, basically like Pride weekend in Salt Lake. So we missed all that. But
yeah,
my neighbor called, and she has. I can't remember. I think she has a daughter who is a lesbian and a son who is gay, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the one. But so they put a flag up, a pride flag during Pride Month. Like they left the church and everything for their kids. And
That's
she
awesome.
is the funniest old lady in the world, and I love her to death. And so she called, and
Which
she was
direction, neighbors?
right over there.
With the gutter goat?
That's not their goat, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I drive by,
The gutter goat.
When I drive by, sometimes there's a goat tied up in the gutter. Mm-hmm. I get it, because I was like, why the fuck is there a goat in the gutter? And you were like, to eat the
weeds, to keep the weeds down.
Yeah, and I was like, that's so much better. You feed a goat, and you get, anyway, gutter goat. We are in fucking farmland.
It's funny that you say gutter goat, because so I just name things. Like I'll name animals, and Jamie thinks my names are hilarious. Oh. So we started driving by this goat every day, me and Jamie, and then she's like, what are you going to call that? And I was like, it's obviously Eugene.
Eugene.
And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's Eugene. So we're like drive down the road, and I'll like roll down the window and be like, Eugene. And like yell out the window, and the goat's like, ah. As I go by, it talks to me.
Gutter goat. And I always giggle.
Well,
because at first I'm like, oh my God, there's like a goat out. Whose goat is this? Like, I'm worried it's going to jump in front of my car. I'm like, oh no, it's actually tied up. And I was like, who tied up the poor goat in the gutter?
It's actually a really big ditch. It's not super deep, but it's
just wide. Yeah.
And so it just wanders on its little cable there, and it's got like a barrel it lives in. And yeah.
It's not theirs, so they borrow it to clear their gutters?
It's the people across the street.
Oh.
And I don't know, like
they just move him around.
They just move him around to different neighbors. Yeah.
Eugene. Okay.
Eugene.
Okay.
Well, turns out Eugene's a girl.
Oh.
So. And then Jamie was like, "You gonna give it a different name?" And I was like, "Eugene doesn't know it has a uterus. It doesn't matter. I don't think it even knows I call it Eugene. It just hears noise and it was like, "Brr," back at me." So it's pretty funny. But yeah, so Pride Month, everybody's celebrating the LGBTQ community. Mm-hmm. My neighbor started putting a pride flag last year, and I was like, oh, well, I need to get on board with this. They can't be the only ones. So we bought a regular pride flag, the rainbow flag, put that up, and then I started to discover there's other flags.
Do we need to put rainbow colors behind us? Okay, I'm sorry.
We probably should have for this.
Did
one.
I just pull a fucking Brady? I'm so sorry. I derailed your conversation about something not even important. Continue your conversation. You got your pride flag.
I didn't realize that there were other flags when I bought my pride flag. And then I saw this one, and I was like, what is that? And someone was like, oh, it's a transgendered flag. Mm-hmm. And I remember for a while, like when I first realized that I was bi, and I was like,
what, Brady?
Well,
you're bi?
Yeah,
this is news to me.
We've talked about this. Well, I say bi-ish, and I think it's because there's like, there's this connotation that when you say you're something, people just apply whatever label they think is that definition.
Exactly. So when people find out that my spouse and I married, sleep with other people, we're automatically swingers. And when really there's a whole spectrum of
Swingers,
ethical non-monogamy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
There's
I
a
got
whole
you, boo.
there's a whole spectrum. And so like for instance, I'm not into butt stuff with dudes.
Okay.
Either direction.
I'm not into butt stuff with myself.
Yeah.
Anyone.
It's just not something that I seek out.
Yeah.
But so at one point I took like a, of course there's all kinds of quizzes and stuff online. And what I found out was that according to this quiz, I'm a hetero romantic bisexual top. So I mean, I guess like if I found myself in a situation with another guy that really wanted me to fuck him, I probably would. But it's not something I seek out.
Gotcha.
And I've never done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hate to say bi, so I say bi-ish. And then, like at the time I was kind of thinking when I saw the transgendered flag, I was like, well, the bisexual people are not super popular in the LGBTQ community.
There is, I wouldn't say super popular. It really, there's a weird generational, I think, even divide within the queer community.
Yeah.
So, you kind of have people who are like, no, you have to be one or the other.
Yeah.
Like then you're just queer or questioning is what like people would say. Oh, you just don't know quite yet. You're half in the closet, which
Yeah.
I think is just as harmful to those who are truly bisexual.
Right.
Which I am. David Archuleta just came out publicly that he is.
Who's that?
You don't know who that is?
No.
Oh, okay. He was on the one singing game show. Shit, what is it called?
America's Got Talent?
Oh my God, yeah, American Idol.
Oh.
American Idol, right?
Okay.
He was one
I
of the
remember that.
runners up, and he's from Utah, and he was like, super Mormon.
Oh, yeah.
And like
okay.
does all these like
I know him.
church songs and stuff. Yeah. So he was just like, hey, I came out to my family back in 2014. It's all over the news right now this weekend. So I was just kind of like,
Perfect timing.
yeah. So, and like, I was reading comments of people and they were like, why is this news? And who cares about sexuality and blah, blah, blah. And, and I'm like, I feel like those comments sometimes are just as harmful as the people like, I don't see color. Sexuality does matter. It's part of my identity.
Well, so there's kind of like if you get on like bisexual Reddit, the bisexual community is sort of like rebelling.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, well, if you like everyone, then you're pan. And they're like, or I could just be bi and you don't tell me what to do. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, I've even thought of that too because I'm like, am I pansexual?
I just don't want to have to buy
Because-
another flag.
Cheap bastard. Well, yeah, it is one of those things that for a while, that was even something I'm like, can I kind of see that? And I didn't have the language or the common language.
Yeah.
So bisexual was what people said, and then it had that such a negative connotation. So like when I was in junior high and high school, and I kind of like would have maybe some type of feeling for a girl, I completely would just be like, oh, it's just because she's pretty and I want to be her. Or, oh, the female figure is pretty, so of course that's why,
Yeah.
I'm attracted to it. But then I'm like,
Then you
the
go home and
more
argue with yourself. I'm not a lesbian.
no, totally.
I'm not a
Like,
lesbian.
I still like the D. So I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, the more I think about it and the more I
Or
look
am I?
back at,
Right?
right? And then I'm like, oh my God, I would make excuses to make out with my girlfriends all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, let's make the guys jealous. Let's get them all hot and bothered.
Let's do it. For them, not
But
for
it's
us.
not. It wasn't just like a make out. Like it wasn't just like, oh, let me kiss
Look
her.
at
and be
your
like,
nails.
oh.
Look at your pride
Oh, yeah, I
nails.
have pride nails. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're.
we don't need a flag. We have pride nails.
So that was, and I was like, oh my God, I would make out with girls all the time, and it was to or like
Let's
get the guys
It's
all
for
hot
the
button.
guys. Yeah, it's not
But then
for
I'm
us.
Like, no, I was so much more extra. Like it wasn't just a kiss and maybe some tongue just to kind of like get the guy. It really was like full on. Let me straddle you. There might have been some rubbing or grinding on there. I was like, fuck. Yep.
Yeah.
I was.
So you hear people talk about post-nut clarity?
What?
Post-nut clarity.
So after you come, you
After
can
you
see
come,
more
you're a
clear.
little bit more clear
So
on
after
things?
I've been with a woman, I can see more clearly? Is
No,
that
no,
what
no,
you're
no.
saying?
When
oh.
so like when I was confused and,
Oh,
and
okay.
not sure, because I was, obviously I liked girls. I had girlfriends and I enjoyed sex with girls.
Yeah.
But every now and again, I would like go to the other section of Pornhub and check some stuff out over there. And like the moment I would come, I'd like slam the laptop shut and like run out of the room
And pretend it's
because
like
I felt terrible. I was like, I'm not gay. Why did I do that? And so I'd have this like post-nut guilt.
Oh, that's
and-
so interesting.
Yeah.
I think porn, I enjoy just female porn. I mean, the guy is
Well, it's
cool
hot.
too. Yeah, but like, so I was all, is that just me or is that everyone? Anyway, so it was just kind of, that's interesting that,
I almost vaped.
yeah,
Yeah.
you were almost reaching for it. Where's
Yeah.
the whip? Where's the dick and the,
It's behind the sign. I had guests over.
oh, you're fine. I had to hide all the
I had to
sex
hide all the
stuff.
dicks because I had guests over.
I have tits drawn on your door. How many people are like, fuck, Brady, I have a sticker from when we went to Kanab and it says Hi Heart Beaver and I wanted to put it on their podcast door.
I've got one in my truck.
Oh, okay. Well,
We could put it on there. Yeah.
thought it would be fun.
Should we start stickering the door behind the curtains? Or would it ruin your curtains?
It would ruin my background curtains.
Alright.
I'm sorry. Because what if a sticker has like a color that like clashes with what I want to do? Okay? Yeah. Yeah. And it is hot as fuck, even with our AC. So like if you hear background humming, that's
Yeah, we left
not
the AC
Brady
on.
getting a Hummer under the table, but the AC is going because it's 101 today. And
Yeah, we're in the middle of like a drought or like there's a big drought going on and then there's
Yeah.
heat. So I contacted you a couple weeks ago to tell you that I wanted to do a coming out episode because I've talked but never been on camera. And I really don't get photographed.
Can you see my battle bun?
Yeah, your battle buns are totally visible, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look like a Disney princess, but like sort of the villain, kind of.
That's what I'm going for. These
Yeah.
are my horns.
Yeah, you're like
Yeah.
the pretty Disney villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Okay.
Like after she steals the power from the girl and she's all young, that's what you look like right now. But yeah, so I was just texting you about it and I came out to some very close friends of mine that night I just sent them a text. Well, I didn't really send them a text. I sent them a link on Twitter, on my Twitter.
Because you posted a thing about it on Twitter.
Yeah, I posted a whole thing. I was having a wonderful night and I decided, have you seen the interview where Seth Rogen and
I started it,
That
but I
other
was
guy.
on recreational substances and I just passed out and
just
went to
couldn't
sleep.
finish it? Yeah.
No, because I don't have the attention span normally. So if
It's
I'm
pretty
chill,
funny.
Yeah.
So you might be able to get through it if you're so. But so at one point they interview Marshall Mathers, right? Eminem. And they're talking to him, and he comes out as gay, like on the show, and he's like, "I've pretty much been playing gay peekaboo. I just been leaving like a breadcrumb trail of gayness." And everybody's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, that song where I talk about Hector's rectum. Hector's real, and like."
So was it the real Eminem who
Yeah.
played himself?
He
in the
played
movie?
himself and-
That's super funny.
it
That's
was-
even better.
It was really fucking funny. It's hilarious, but so that's kind of how it felt. Like I was playing by peekaboo with everybody.
I just left the
And,
breadcrumbs.
well, because like there's I was joking around with Ray one night, who's a friend of ours. For anyone listening who doesn't know, but so I'm joking around with Ray one night, and I was like, "Do you ever just like come to mine and Mariah's parties and look around and wonder who we fucked?" And
Should we play that game? The fuck roulette or whatever? Just point to someone. No.
no, you get a prize if you pick one.
Yeah, like if like out of 3, if you get one.
Well,
That's pretty funny.
And so Ray,
And let's
Jamie
be-
had told Ray that we had fooled around with other guys, and I was like, "That game's really hard to play with me, isn't it?" And Ray's like, "Oh my god, it is." And then I think she started like looking around extra hard, like, "Oh shit."
I think when you told me too, and you were like, and someone's here, and I was like, oh, who is it? This is a fun game. And like trying to think of like all the people that you guys, but I knew, but then you were like, oh yeah, it was him. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I could sense some sexual tension when all three of you were together.
Who was it?
I don't remember his name. I'm so sorry.
What did he look like?
Kind of skinny.
Okay, that doesn't narrow it down.
I'm pretty sure military buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Am I going to give things away? Do
No,
I need to
that's
be...
fine.
Okay.
We just won't say a name, but I'll tell you later. But yeah, so he actually came out to me as being bisexual at one point when we were drinking. And then later on, me and him were talking about it, and I was like, I actually just came out to my wife. And this was later, and he was like, oh, I didn't know you were. And he's like, I mean, I kind of wondered. Because...
Well, because you're just so open.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And so he kind of, and then he said something about like, I don't know if I'm confused or what, because, what are you looking at over there? Something creaking? I heard
something moved, or not moved. I heard a sound, and so I'm like, oh my God.
Was it my cord?
It could have been your cord slapping against the...
Yeah. And, yeah, I love slapping my cord against the, but, so, then it come to find out he was a virgin. And then I told Jamie that, and she like felt bad for him. She was like, he shouldn't be, because he's kind of a dork, but he's really nice and kind of cute.
I always liked those kids.
Yeah, so we solved that problem.
Kids. In high school, junior high, like I always was like hardcore flirting with those like kind of dorky, kind of sweet. And I was like, everyone deserves to have someone really flirt with them.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I didn't go fuck all those people, but those were always the ones that I had the most fun flirting with.
I told Jamie one night we were watching Hoarders, and there was this like kind of cute, kind of nerdy like doctor on there like doing psychiatric work with one of the patients, and she just looks like a really nice lady who just really hasn't had the time to find a date, And so I was just like,
she's passionate about her career.
Yeah, I was like, Jamie, if I ever see that woman in person and we're like out in a bar or something, I'm gonna go sit with her for a while and have a drink and just flirt it up, make her feel really good about herself.
Yeah.
And Jamie was like, okay, like, I mean, you didn't ask, you just said you were gonna, so I guess okay.
Yeah.
But so I thought that was pretty funny, teasing Ray. But anyways, I basically put this whole thing on my personal Twitter, and it was a part of this whole evening where I like gave myself a pep talk in the mirror, and you're handsome and you're fucking funny and you're a nice guy. And then I just I put this thing up on Twitter, and then I picked some people in my life to send the link to. Mm-hmm. And one guy that I sent it to was like, yeah, well, duh. And then the other guy he just sort of didn't really respond. I don't know if it made him uncomfortable or not, because he has said some derogatory things about bisexual guys in my presence.
Gotcha.
So he didn't really say anything, but I mean, I never took it personally because I think he was just trying to be funny. So yeah. So I decided that night, talking to you, I said, you know what? We should have a coming out episode, because I'd never been on camera.
To come out as our producer.
Your bisexual producer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bi-ish.
Bi-ish. You're queer. You're on the queer spectrum.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like, I probably could qualify for pan or whatever, because I don't care. Like, transgendered, whatever, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Because obviously I have fun with both types of bits, right? So,
yeah,
one way or another.
A combo deal.
A value menu.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I was trying to
I don't know.
Picture what you were meaning by that.
You said a combo deal?
Yeah.
Like when you buy a combo, you get a discount? Yep. If you get a drink with this meal, it's $1 off.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cool.
It doesn't make any sense.
Can we try to maybe change the background? Can we do rainbow? Do you know the remote?
We could try it. I don't know if it'll turn rainbow.
I think it just flashes, and I don't want to give anyone a seizure.
Bam.
Boom.
I know what's up.
So I went to Pride.
How was it?
In Salt Lake. It was good. So we went Sunday where they had the Pride rally. They all meet up at the Capitol at the top of the hill, right?
Yeah.
And we had purchased tickets for what we thought was the festival, but really it's the gardens this year because of COVID, which was my very first year doing anything Pride because we've had young kids and it's just really hard to get out, you know? And so it was just like, this year we're going to do it. So Justin and I went with Abby and bought tickets to do their festival, which were just these gardens where they had a temporary fences put up and then like posters about like the history, about prominent shifts in the culture, all sorts of stuff. So it was kind of like a like game museum without actual things. It's just posters.
A game museum.
It was.
It sounds fabulous.
And it was fucking hot. And I was like, this is kind of sad that this was my first experience. However, before we went into the gardens, and I don't want to diss anyone because I know COVID has been hard and we're all trying to work and make things. And I think it was still so educational. And I thought it was a really valuable experience, but it definitely wasn't the fucking party I was hoping for. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I wouldn't have gone this year
march.
just because of that.
Yeah, the march was fucking massive. Tens of thousands of people.
So where do they go from? The Capitol to where? Or do you march up to the Capitol?
No, you march down. Good God.
Okay.
But I'm like, fucking some of these people are in 6-inch heels walking downhill.
11 feet tall with 6-inch heels. Yeah.
Well, I'm like, okay, walking on hills, your foot is like this already. Now
Yeah.
go on hill. Like, it is so hard to walk on downhill in heels.
Yeah.
So I'm just more power to you. That's fucking amazing. Hell no. And for miles, right? So we had some family members in there and we were kind of on the corner right in front of where the gardens were to like watch them and wave and then like meet up when they came down. It was really cool. They had a big pride flag that they were. Why are you giggling? You smirked.
One of the years that I was driving truck in Pride Parade.
Yeah.
There was a person who appeared to be male, but I'm not sure how they would identify now. Back then, they probably identified as a male.
Okay.
But we were driving truck for Smith's Food and Drug. Mm-hmm. And they were pushing shopping carts. I think they were full of popsicles or something.
Oh, okay.
And like right before the parade started, he put on these giant boots. Huh. Like I would call them hooker boots, right? Like
Yeah.
they were massive, like you said, 6-inch heels with like 4-inch toe, platforms and everything. And he was so excited to get his boots on and like do this walk because he was a gay grocery bagger, I guess. And he was out passing out these rainbow colored popsicles from the store. And so they're like, we're going down on this march. And then like the parade, when we got to the end of the parade, he couldn't get those shoes off fast enough. He was like, my fucking feet hurt.
Yeah. It's intense.
And I was laughing because I'm just sitting in the truck the whole time with the air conditioning on, blowing an air horn. And dragging a truck and trailer down the road.
So the march was beautiful. So many people. Not a goddamn mask in sight. So there's that. Hopefully everyone was vaxxed and hopefully no one got sick is all I'm saying. But part of that march... Oh, okay. That's what I was getting at. I was like, there was a detail I wanted to share. When we were planning to go to the gardens and we're like, hey, we'll meet here at this parking lot. We were just going to park in, what's the church mall?
City Creek.
Fucking City Creek. Don't shop at City Creek. I don't shop at City Creek. I'm boycotting City Creek.
Well,
anyway.
it's a church-funded shopping center.
Well, and it's closed on Sunday, but their parking lot is always open on Sunday, and I think it's even free on Sundays because, like...
Not on Pride Month.
No, fucking Brady. They closed it.
Yeah.
Those fucking jackasses.
Yeah.
For Pride, for the Pride March, they had big old trucks parked in backwards so you couldn't pull in. And I was like, motherfuckers.
Speaking of...
Okay, I have tried to be quiet. I have tried to be understanding. I am most vocal here on the podcast about the church, the LDS church. But this was the fucking straw that I was like, I'm about to get public on Facebook about this shit.
Yeah.
Like, that was the most, like... fuck you
Yeah.
to the gay community that they could have ever done.
So City Creek is funded by tax-free money that
Yeah.
the church got from people's tithing.
Right.
And all they do is they're sitting on $100 billion. Anyone who's listening to this, the Mormon church is sitting on $100 billion in reserve,
Tax-free.
tax-free.
And
Go
you know-
feed some fucking AIDS babies in Africa with that fucking money.
Someone
Like take care of our homeless population in Salt Lake.
less than
$100 billion.
1%.
Yeah.
Or is it 1% or 10%? I know it was absolutely ridiculously.
10%.
No.
Oh.
Of your income goes to tithing, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying of that
Yeah.
actually goes to humanitarian
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. And all that money is being spent on proselytizing. They're trying to get more members.
And huge, massive
Yeah.
temples that are absolutely gaudy and ridiculous. I don't know, gaudy.
So, but
Anyway.
I don't have a
But-
button.
No,
over
it's
here.
okay. No, oh, you're grounded from your buttons today.
But don't make me reach. I'll do it.
Anyway, I just thought that was the most fucked up thing that they could have done. I was like, are you kidding me?
It doesn't surprise me at all. If you'd have called me and
Oh,
said
no.
you were on the way down there and planning on a park at City Creek, I would have said don't. I'll bet it's blocked.
Well, that's why I was like, ugh, I guess we will because it's convenience right there, you know. But I was like, okay, I think there's been a bunch of stuff under construction. So I was trying to look into it to see if like anyone had reported on it or anything, and like, you know, what a douche the fucking church is. And someone was saying they had planned construction for that time, so they could close it
Yeah, maybe.
and have
They're shitty assholes.
legit excuse. And
Like-
it's not like, oh, we're not bigots. We're anyway.
None of that surprised me. It
Anyway,
gets past me at
yeah,
all.
so that just got me all fired up, and then
Anyone listening, you should go get the book God Is Not Great, Religion Poisons Everything, and find the chapter on the Mormons.
yeah.
You'll be fucking stunned at how crooked ass that fucking church is. Never mind the fact that they tried to posthumously baptize Jews that were killed in the Holocaust.
Oh yeah.
But they also posthumously baptized Hitler. So, thanks, Mormon Pope. Or the Mope.
Yeah, I don't want to dog on, like, definitely don't want to use our whole time to dog on that. But I just thought that was, like,
You sure? Kind of fun.
it is fun.
Sorry.
But I really just showed their true colors.
Yeah. And they're definitely not, what is it, red, orange, green, violet, and blue?
For what?
For Pride. I said their true colors are definitely not red. Oh, it's red, yellow. Wait, red, orange,
It's
yellow.
the rainbow.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to list them off.
Yeah, but you were, like, doing it in a different order. I was confused.
I just didn't remember them all.
Anyway, well, I had 5 fingers,
Yeah.
and there's 6 colors. But I don't have yellow, but I have a lime green.
Oh, thank you.
And so I was like, okay, lime green kind of works.
Go watch
for
this on
yellow
YouTube where
green.
Mariah just flipped me off. Like,
I
within
already
an
flipped
inch of
it.
my face.
Well, and but I had my pride, and it was fun. I was really happy to participate and support it. And I don't know, I don't want to overshadow your coming out episode at all,
No.
but
These are things I like to talk about, so I don't
Yeah.
feel overshadowed.
hey,
It's just I mean, so that's another thing that I could probably come out as, right? As an atheist. Mm-hmm. So we've talked about it on this podcast, but not a whole lot of people in my life know that I'm an atheist because honestly, it's kind of scary, right? Because I hear people at work, people that potentially could be deciding whether or not I get a promotion, are talking about their belief in God. And then I'm over there like, okay, don't really want to have this conversation because I don't believe in deities. But like at the same time, I also can't say that because there's also the plan of like, so because I work in that kind of industry where being bisexual would definitely be frowned upon and being an atheist is like, nah, maybe not that big of a deal. And then I had someone bring it up in front of my boss and I was kind of like, oh, he just outed me. Shit, as an
Yeah,
atheist. So
right.
that's another thing that I could probably come out as, right? And it's a scary thing being an atheist.
I totally accidentally outed my sister, and I did not mean to.
Way to go, dude.
Yeah. So I told you, I have been so quiet to my sister about so many things. She doesn't really know. I know, like, she was the first one to leave the church in the family. Like, she would be understanding, but I don't know if, like, things with my mom would get back. Anyway, I just wasn't ready for that. So my sister and I go on a trip in April, and I come out to her.
Sorry.
How to fix your mic.
Yeah. I just realized I was like covering my face the whole time.
No, they couldn't see your beautiful beard.
Yeah.
Aww.
And I work really hard on it too.
It does. It looks well groomed and nice.
Ha! Beard. You get it?
Hold on. Yes. I'm
Finish your point.
I actually have part of this beard for you. And okay. Came out to my sister and she kind of gave me this weird look. And I was like, okay, she's just processing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave it at that. And then my whole family's so awkward about touchy-feely things. And, like, when we're, like, heartfelt conversations, we're like, nah. Like,
yeah.
We just don't know what to do.
Bunch of aromantic, emotional people.
Fucking yes. So
don't
true.
emote at me.
Right. And so, anyway. And then we had family pictures just a couple weekends ago. Day before, family pictures. Cousin got married, went to the reception with my parents. We're just chatting. My mom was like, oh, yeah, your sister just went on a date. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I really hope she finds someone, a boyfriend to spend time with whenever. And I was like, or a girlfriend, just being an ass. Because I know it kind of makes my parents uncomfortable, right? So then the next day, my sister's like, hey, I've been really wanting to, like, tell you something, but I didn't want to overshadow you coming out to me to be like, oh, me too. But she's bi too. Okay. Yay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. That's so funny. Thank you for, like, trusting me with that and blah, blah, blah. And then like, we have family pictures and we go home and then I'm like thinking about things and I was like, oh, I made a joke to my parents and outed my sister.
Do you think your parents, though, probably would have taken that as just like, oh, there's Mariah trying to make everybody eat pussy.
It's just
all the time.
Yeah, getting a rise out of us.
Stop trying to get people to muff dive, lady.
Yeah, so I called my sister and I told her, I was like, hey, I couldn't even text you this because, like, I hope you find the comedy. And she's like, it was totally fucking funny. That's hilarious. And then, like, 2 hours later, she does text me and she's like, you know what's even funnier? As I just put two and two together, that date I went on was with a girl. Fucking great. And she was like, your sister, radar or
gaydar?
Not even gaydar, I don't know, was spot on is what she said.
Bidar?
Yeah. My ability to tell the truth. Like, know what's going on?
You have no filter is your problem.
That's it. And so when I think I'm being funny or extreme and then people pause and they're like, and I'm like, oh shit, it's true. I just outed everyone because I thought I was just being funny and it's true. But that's fun too because I'm so extreme when I say things and make jokes to like my family. So when the
sometimes
truth
they just
does
don't take it seriously.
Yeah, right.
And then when they hear the truth, they're like, oh, so you were dating that woman who was at your house all the time? Mm-hmm. We thought you were married, so that's good.
Yeah.
At least you were just dating.
We thought we were just swingers, right? That's So, I
hate that word, by the way.
Swingers.
Yeah, I fucking hate that word.
Yeah, it
reminds me of like gross old Floridians.
And it doesn't paint the picture of how much of a spectrum it can be. Swingers looks like makes it sound like cheating with a hall pass.
Yeah.
Not this is like an ethical non-monogamy. It's healthy. There's
lots
a lot
of conversation.
People.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to do it. There's long term. There's with each other. There's without each other. Wow, I did that opposite. I was like with each other, without each other. My hand gestures. And so it doesn't paint that whole picture. It's one piece, just like bisexuality is one piece.
Yeah.
So you were saying you are a heterosexual...
Hetero-romantic.
Hetero-romantic.
Bisexual.
Top.
Yeah. According to the LGBTQ plus community quiz that I took.
The one...
Yeah.
It wasn't like from Huffington Post or something dumb shit like that. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't even remember where it was from, but...
Because I was sitting here and I'm like, hey, I know I'm bisexual.
So I can fall in love with women.
Aromantic.
That's okay. You can do that. So
But
you can
that's-
be an aromantic bisexual top or bisexual. I mean, I don't know what
Let's be honest. I'm probably a bottom.
Okay. Yeah. So you're probably a hetero-romantic or an aromantic bisexual bottom. I mean, I don't know how bottoms work in the lesbian community, bottoms and tops. I don't know how that works. I don't know if, like, to be a
just kinda-
top, you have to
yeah,
wear
like a-
plaid or...
Well, I'm not typically wearing a strap on.
Yeah, that definitely makes... Well, I don't know. And I guess,
Right?
like, you don't have to define that either because...
You don't. I
yeah.
don't. I am who I am, and I am going to use the language I have and I understand. And if
Well,
it
nobody
doesn't
has to
match
define
yours,
it.
exactly. But yeah, so I was just thinking about that, and I was like, that sounds so counterintuitive, but that is me, and that is so many. That paints the picture of why I have been grappling with understandings of not understandings, but like internal. It doesn't connect. Was because I'm definitely on the aromantic spectrum. I don't think I'm completely unable to like love someone or be in love with someone or be romantic and you know, but
So you're aromantic-ish?
there is, I looked up the spectrum of aromantic.
Aromancers?
Aromance. Oh, I can't remember what.
Aromancers?
Right? And it was one that I was like, I actually really connect with that one where it takes a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And you have to have so much fucking trust. And that's why I'm like, I could honestly say, you know, like I love my kids and everything, but like I am in love with my spouse.
So you could, I mean, like, if you played around with all the definitions, I mean, you could probably find like a biromantic, asexual top. I guess nothing. I don't know what you would.
Yeah.
I guess
You
don't even
could have any
Yeah.
fucking combination and intersection of what the fuck ever you want. Because you are you, and you are a very complicated, complex human being with fucking layers, and you're always discovering things about yourself too.
Yeah.
So
things
this is
things
not,
shift and change.
This is not a static identity either.
Yeah. Totally.
So
one of the things that's kind of funny is I've joined so it's bi_IRL in real life on Reddit.
okay.
And it's pretty fucking hilarious because it's just basically about like the bis just sort of feeling left out of the pride community.
Did they ever talk about that bisexual folks have a hard time getting comfortable in this chair? Sitting?
Yeah, all the time.
I have heard that too, and I was like, I have never felt more seen.
Yeah. Or understood. Yeah.
And so I was fucking on the Google machine, searching a storm up to find a one of those like yoga chairs.
I wonder if
for
there's like
an
a
office
bisexual chair.
Right? I need to find. Well, I was so afraid to Google that shit. I took the filters off, and so anytime I like do anything bisexual, I'm like, oh god,
Ah!
okay, yeah. I just wanted, you know, colors or something. Anyway, but so I need to figure out how to turn the filter back on.
It's kind of funny. It makes me laugh. Because the whole community is like every time I'll get notifications on my phone about something trending in that community, and I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's like my life. Like that's how I feel all the time.
Yeah, you're
So-
like, I have a place.
Well, and there's like, you know, like bisexual girls tend to be afraid to flirt with other girls because they don't know. Right? Like,
See, and I have always flirted with every one of my friends, my girlfriends.
well, and I feel like that's safe if you do it to everyone equally. But like
But if they returned it, then I'd be fucking terrified. I'd be like, oh no, it worked.
now what do I do? Yeah. Now what do I do? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've read about like the same thing. Like guys are like, well, I don't want to approach a dude that I'm into, and then basically end up in a fist fight because he doesn't want me to touch his dick. You know. And I feel like that might be maybe a common thing is that queer men maybe tend to experience. I've never experienced violence
Interesting.
from it, but
Interesting.
if I were to approach someone on the street and be like, "What's up, bro? You want a sword fight?" and then he's like, "I'm not gay, and now I have to beat you up for asking me to sword fight."
Well,
You know?
you've heard about a little bit about that, right? Because, you know, that's why like locker rooms, male locker rooms, they're always so worried about the one gay guy that he's going to come after them kind of
Yeah.
thing. And the one gay guy is like, bro, like, I am not about rape culture. I
Yeah.
can handle my urges. If you're worried about me coming after you, you need to worry about your urges.
Right.
If that's what your fear
Exactly.
goes to, this is that toxic masculinity, rape culture,
Sure.
the problem. And I just thought that was the best way to paint that, is someone saying that. Anyway, I didn't mean to bring you off topic, but
no, you're 100% right, because
I'm on
Go ahead.
like gay TikTok, queer TikTok, all over
Is that
all
a
over the
separate
place.
app, or is that?
No, but
Okay.
it's their For You page. So if you like things or whatever, it like keeps giving you more of the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there's so much of
So
it
you've
where
just liked a lot of gay stuff,
where
so it's just
all
getting
of
gayer.
the feminine lesbians, shut up, the femmes are like, how do you find another femme lesbian? Like you're afraid that they're all straight, like it, and so they always just have like these comical videos talking about trying to flirt with femme lesbians, like
Yeah.
together, and then they're like, are you lesbian? Are you? Kind of like going back and
And neither
forth.
one of them wants
They
to
were
admit
like,
it.
I'm in plaid. Yes. Just like all these things. Like, I thought this was our universal flag.
Isn't that why, like, you have to buy a Subaru? Mm-hmm. You got to play softball.
Is it the Carhartt beanie? Carhartt?
Yeah, but Carhartt beanies are weird because you could be like a forklift operator or a hipster.
Yeah, it's just trendy right now anyway,
Yeah.
but that's what, like, that, and that's their problem.
Jamie and I went on a date with a girl,
Okay.
and she ended up coming over. She actually sat in here and we made like a podcast, but we never put it up.
Yeah. But it's
'Cause
a
we were
fun
just
way to
fucking
meet
around.
people,
Yeah.
and you have something,
Cool.
it's an agenda,
Yeah.
Like board games.
Yeah.
Well,
we never had sex with her. We just went on a date and she came
but
over.
it's just like a shoot the shit kind of thing.
I ended up
with
giving her a
an-
company beanie that I
Oh,
was given.
uh-huh.
I was probably supposed to pass it out to a driver, but I ended up giving it to her. And we haven't talked in weeks, but I follow her on Instagram, and I got a notification she'd put something on her story, and so I opened it, and she was like dancing in my beanie. So I was like, "Oh yay, I'm important."
Or you just had a comfortable fucking beanie, Brady.
It's a nice Carhartt beanie.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So, yeah.
How do you flirt? Yeah, and is the universal? Is there a universal? Like, how do you tell? You can't.
You can't. There's not like, yeah, you can't. We don't make them wear flare.
Or
Yeah.
like,
We can't label each other. It'd be
well,
weird.
that would be and that's so unsafe because
Yeah.
you go to the wrong place and someone sees your bracelet or what the fuck ever, your fucking star on your shirt.
The frustrating
You know,
thing
that's-
about hitting on dudes, I'll tell you this, is because guys are...
So insecure with their sexuality.
No.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No,
Was
like
that
when
a-
I'm talking to guys that
I'm not
I know
sorry.
want to flirt, it's just like within 5 minutes of me messaging a guy,
Uh-huh.
I'll get dick pics.
Oh, there's no buildup.
There's no build up. It's just like, here's my
No.
dick.
Cool.
I like this, I like this, I like that. Should we get together or nah?
You know what pictures we need more of? Of the bulge outline. I don't want to
Yeah?
see it naked. I want to pretend.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would be more
I want,
excited
like,
about
that bulge
take a
outline.
picture in like some kind of tight underwear in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hot.
Or even hold your hand kind of.
Like let a little peek out, but like the whole thing.
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah, I've done that to Jamie.
Play with me. Right? I don't want just this, oh God, in your
Yeah.
face.
And guys, work on your angles too, because some of the angles you guys are taking pictures at, what the fuck? I look like I'm staring at something that gets caught on that river monster show. Stop it.
Well,
It's like a fucking moray eel that's
The-
slobbering.
the first time I got a dick pic, it's when we still had flip phones and those fucking.
Oh, you're
like,
sitting there like,
it's like that big
Yeah.
is the photo, and I was like, what did you just send me? And he's like, a dick pic, and I was like, oh, it didn't come through. I totally lied.
I couldn't download it or anything.
No, I couldn't fucking figure it out because it was like a weird background, and there was like nothing to like
Oh, and like rule number 2, put something in there for scale.
scale.
Stop being a
Exactly.
fucking asshole. Dollar bill is exactly 6 inches, which is what I use because what I like to tell, I'll tell people like, do you have a dollar bill? When they'll ask how big my dick is, and they'll be like, yeah. I'm like, lay that on your arm, which looks huge. right? And I'm like, that's how big my
Well,
dick
it's
is.
not as wide.
It's not as wide as my arm, but that's how
Yeah.
long it is, right?
That's funny.
And then I usually tell them to go get a
Red Bull can.
Yeah, Red Bull can's good. I use toilet paper tubes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
What other things can we put in the picture with your?
A credit card is 3 inches. A
Okay.
toothbrush is 8 inches.
Maybe that's why they're afraid to, because then they're
just-
like, oh no.
Just get anything for scale, because when you send me a dick pic,
You still heard that name.
it's going in the blooper reel. So, guys, dick pics. First off, like, ask permission. Even if you're talking to another guy, he might not be ready for that conversation. And then, like, 2, if you're talking to a guy who's married, like me, you should also be into my wife. Don't think that I'm going to skip out on that. And don't, if you are into women as well, don't tell me how good you're going to fuck my wife, because I'm not hiring a replacement here. Like, and keep in mind that you're seducing both of us. I don't care if you're aromantic or hetero-romantic. Talk to me like I'm a fucking human being, because I'm inviting you into my life.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, if I want to see your dick, throw something in there for scale and work on your fucking angles. I'm tired of seeing the moray eel.
Yeah, yeah. Get some mangeray on.
Yeah. Holy hell.
It really, I'm like, get fucking creative.
How do you feel about pre-cum?
In what sense? I'm infertile, so it doesn't
Well, but
bother me
if
as
someone was
far
going to send
as-
you a photograph of like a big drooling dick,
It's kind of hot.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Uh-uh.
Oh. I like things wet and sticky.
Well, I agree when it comes to like pussy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I finally got Jamie to let me go down on her after I came.
okay.
I'm so hot. She's going to be pissed when she finds out I did this, but
And then talked about it where this podcast is going to go international.
yeah.
Okay.
But it was hot. It was like really hot. And she comes afterward and she's just sort of like, yeah, it was really hot for a second. And then like the moment you came, I was like, gross. We just made a disgusting mess. And now you're all slimed up. And I was like, yeah, but it's like our slime. So it's hot.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know. No. Ew.
Well, you figure you come when you're really in there. Well, I assume. I'm sorry if you're like an edge comer or something, like right on the opening. But I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I try to, well, I'm either pulling out or I'm running it deep.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that when you can feel it pulsate when it's real deep in you. Yep. So pre-cum, we were talking about some pictures on things like that, or
Not a big fan. Guys will send me big drooly dick pictures. They're just like slobbering, and I'm like, we haven't even started, and I've got something I've got to get some paper towels for or something.
that's funny.
I don't even know your first name, man. I've been calling you by your Twitter handle, or your, not Twitter, Snapchat handle. And you've just sent me like the Loch Ness Monster of dick pics. You know, it's kind of blurry. It's wet.
Does it really exist?
Does it really exist?
Are you getting catfished with a wet dick? A wet willy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Willie, I think, was a mammal. Okay. Not a fish.
I'm so sorry. I got my animals wrong.
Sorry, it
When
was
I was
funny.
making a sexual reference, I'm
was
just
funny.
more embarrassed that I burped so loud, and you can most definitely hear it. Like, because most of the time I'm like, oh, I'll just move the mic away.
Why are you embarrassed?
Well, because some people hate it, and I am
gave you
in
a-
your ear. Like, I just,
Oh.
I without warning.
Has anyone ever complained?
I know one person who absolutely loathes it when women burp. Like, think it's the most gross thing, which I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to hang out with me long. I burp so much.
Who is it?
It's my cousin's husband.
Oh, okay. I don't
Yeah.
know them.
No, you don't know them.
Okay.
No, but like, yeah, no, he's like, that's absolutely so gross. And so it's just so funny. I was like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to hang out with me for very long, especially if I've had any type of carbonation. That's why I don't really mix my alcohol with carbonation either, because then I just like,
You're drunk and bloated?
I'm drunk, bloated, and I'm burping fucking obnoxiously. Like,
Yeah.
no one wants to be around that girl. Sloppy burpy
I think
girl.
it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny when you do it. It's hilarious, actually.
Well, like, it was great. So, like I was saying, got all dolled up for this wedding, to go to for my cousin's wedding, and I grabbed a Rockstar on the way because it was late. I was fucking exhausted. It was so hot outside. I was like, I need something.
Rockstar will do it.
Rockstar fucking will make me burp so much, and so I'm like, oh, I look so cute, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm taking a selfie in the car, and then I'll be like super loud burp, and then I'm like, yeah, some people are into that.
Some people, yeah, some people.
Super dolled up, super cute girl, and then just fucking trucker burp. I don't even like, who has burps like that?
Trucker burp.
I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. That's how irreverent, loud, and manly. Like, they are very, very.
You got some impressive burps. I put together a blooper reel, and I'm still working on it.
We need to. Oh, should we start a burping OnlyFans?
Oh my god.
Who would pay for that? I will sell you my burp reel. You name your price. I do not want your DP for it. Don't want your dick pic for it. Not your double penetration. I realize there's two DPs for those. I want
Cash money for
or what is it called? The make believe money?
Dogecoin.
Doge.
It's not make believe. It's just as make believe as government currency.
It really is. It's
buy
all
Dogecoin.
Weird. Yeah, you can buy my burp reel
with Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, I've got a Dogecoin wallet, so we could totally do that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It means that I can.
We have a digital wallet.
Yeah, it's a digital wallet for my Dogecoin. So.
For my Doge.
So anyone who wants Mariah's burp reel can find us at gmail.com, right? saltysexcast@gmail.com.
You bet.
There's a Facebook page somewhere.
Our Facebook page needs some lovin'. I will give you guys some lovin'. What do you need from me? Let me know.
Yeah.
And we have our Patreon too, which absolutely love each and every one of our patrons because they have stuck with us through a lot of changes and have been so patient with us as we're
reorganizing
and shifting. Yep.
With losing Pamela. Patreon.com/saltysexcast. Don't search it. You got to type it in.
And then you have to click the button that you're over 18.
Yeah.
We're
and
adult
you better
content. Because we talk about drooling penises and things.
The Loch Ness Monster of dicks.
Yeah.
Big slobbery dicks.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on camera. Come here. Come get close. Hi. I'm going to use that as a steal.
Are we putting that on that's on YouTube now, right?
That goes on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
Find us there.
YouTube, every major listening platform. If you can't find us, you need to find a new listening platform.
Before we say bye, though, because it's my coming out episode, I'm going to vape.
You're going to vape really loud?
I had to do it at least once.
Okay, that's fine. You should have
I should have blown it at the camera.
Oh, you're
that could be like, you could be like, bye.
Bye, as you like smoke out our camera. Well, everyone, stay sexy.
And salty.
Bye. Oh, am I waiting? Oh, bye.
Bye.
You need to push it. No.
Oh, that's
no.
right. We do that. I forgot.
Where? Outro.
Yeah. And what's puberty?
Puberty? Well, puberty's a lot of things. Here's the piece.
When you hear about it first, it sounds very strange.
Oh, if it really bothers you, you should see a doctor. Then at puberty, certain glands begin to work, and our bodies begin to change. It enlarges the penis itself.
And there's a center opening between those two, which is called the vagina.
The sex education you wish you had in high school.
Maybe a diagram will help.